The legal standoff over actor-politician's Vijay's much-awaited film Jana Nayagan has intensified, with the Madras High Court reserving its order on the certification delay. Justice P.T. Asha heard detailed arguments from both the Central Board of Film Certification and the film's producer, KVN Studios. The court reserved its order after the producers informed that 27 cuts had already been carried out, fully complying with the examining committee's directions for a UA 16+ certificate. During the hearing, the court questioned how the CBFC could seek a fresh review after the producers had already implemented the mandated excisions. The CBFC, represented by Additional Solicitor General Sudarshan, argued that the chairperson has power to refer a film to a review committee if dissatisfied with the examining committee's recommendation until a censor certificate is formally issued. The board clarified that Jana Nayagan would be reviewed by a new committee comprising members who were not part of the original panel. The CBFC has also told the court that the production house was informed of the decision via mail on January 5th, maintaining there was no ulterior motive behind the move. In fact, KVN Studios, however, challenged the process, stating that the examining committee had 5 members each giving independent recommendations, while the majority approved the film for certification with cuts. One member later filed a complaint with the CBFC chairperson. Questioning the legality of this, the producers argued that the opinion of a single member cannot override a majority decision. They also highlighted the financial stakes, stating that over 500 crore rupees has been invested in the project. The studio said it applied for certification under the Tatkal procedure on December 18th, while publicly announcing a January 9th release. The CBFC, in response, has said it received a complaint alleging the film hurt minority sentiments and raised concerns over the depiction of the Defence Force emblems, prompting the decision to send the film for review. After hearing both sides, the High Court reserved its order. The fate of Jana Nayagan and its scheduled release now hinges on the court's decision. What does this really mean for Vijay? I'm being joined by my colleague Thoya Jakshi Shekhar at this point. Good evening, Thoya. Thank you so much for joining us. What does all of this mean? You know, this Jana Nayagan was scheduled for release on the 9th, which is day after tomorrow, and that's when the court's verdict is also going to come out. So in all likelihood, does this mean that Vijay's movie is not going to be released on the 9th?
Well, of course, the Madras High Court reserved its order in the case relating to the delay in the censor certification for actor-politician Vijay's film Jana Nayagan, after hearing submissions from the Central Board of Film Certification and producer KVN Studios, with the verdict scheduled to be happening on the January 9th, which is on the day of the release. Justice P.T. Asha heard the matter, during which the producers informed the court that more than 27 cuts had already been made in line with examining committee's recommendations for a UA 16+ certificate, but questioned the CBFC's decision to refer the films to a revising committee. Therefore, the KVN Studios also countered the examining committee's major and independently approved that film subject to cuts, and that a single member's subsequent complaint could not override the collective decision, by adding that the project involved an investment about 500 crore and had sought certification under the Tatkal scheme, like you mentioned, which the release was supposed to happen on the January 9th. But after hearing from both the sides, the court has reserved its order with the film's release to be on hold until the verdict is out on January 9th.